Hey everybody, Jeff here. How's everybody doing today? I'm getting ready to show everybody the garden. I'm going to let a few people get on. I told them that I would wait for show everybody the garden. I'm going to let a few people get on. I told them that I would wait for... I keep being told I go too fast. I think my grandma used to tell me that all the time. But we're getting ready to go into the garden here. I'll show you guys what's going on with the garden. I thought we were going to get some rain today, but so far, I mean, there's a few clouds in the sky, but not too major. What I need to start doing is some documentaries down at Mississippi River. What I need to start doing is some documentaries down at Mississippi River, because they just, Army Corps of Engineers just brought in the dredging equipment for our that's been around since 1960, and because of this particular cut through, when they built it, they didn't realize that all the water in the bay, I mean, at least I don't think they realized it, because our bay used to be about 10 feet deep, if not deeper, and anymore you can like walk across it, but remember, this has been going on since the 1960s. So what I'm going to do now is I'm also going to be lighting my brush fire. I got a bunch of brush I got to burn, because next week I start the bushes, where I start trimming all the bushes and everything next week, and I've also had a mold. So if you guys are on, make sure to hit that like button. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna go over there right now. I'm getting all my other stuff turned on. All right, like I said, today is June 17th 2025. Yay! Alright, let's go get this started. And as you can see, like I said, I do have a lot of banana peppers and stuff right now. I'm getting stuff this year way earlier than last year, and last year I got it earlier than the year before. So each year there's been improvement on everything. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is light this on fire. Oops. An improvement on everything. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is light this on fire. Oops. Give it a minute. Alright. So, then you got to back up away from that, because I don't want to... Alright. So, then you got to back up away from that, because I don't want to... Alright. There, whoops. I guess I should switch the camera around, huh? Sorry about that. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start this fire real quick, then we'll go through the garden, look at all the stuff today. I'm going to let that burn for a little bit. So, Father Wheeler gave them to me, and so they should be really, really pretty, so we'll see. And if you see here, these shoots are coming up. They're actually pretty high right now, what, about an inch or two? They're actually pretty high right now, what, about an inch or two? Yeah, about an inch. So these are all these different flowers in here coming in. I got radishes here. Once these radishes are done, there's a flower I'm gonna plant. I've got to get that flower from my neighbors. They're giving me a flower, and so what I'm gonna do is get that flower from my neighbor. Get these off here. I'll have to get those off. But I gotta cut them. I gotta kind of do a surgical thing to them. I'll have to get those off. But I gotta cut them. I gotta kind of do a surgical thing to them. Like I said, I've got peppers in all these right now. I didn't want to get them this early, but I do. I have them. Got all kinds of crazy radishes and stuff. I get them this early, but I do. I have them. Got all kinds of crazy radishes and stuff. Peas are climbing, but so are the weeds. Jeez. That's the only thing I don't like about those weeds. I'm gonna have to get some. I don't want to get in there to go after the weeds, because it would disrupt the peas and beans, unfortunately, because that's crabgrass and stuff. But I'm hoping the peas and beans, unfortunately, because that's crabgrass and stuff. But I'm hoping that it'll take care of itself. Like I said, my broccoli and cauliflower look really good right now. If you're coming on, state your name, where you're from. Broccoli and cauliflower look really good right now. If you're coming on, state your name, where you're from. I was going to do a project, and I may do it next year, where I want people to send me dirt from where And like here, we have two different types of. And like here, we have two different types of dirt here in the in Illinois. Because if you go down by the river, you get that river dirt. Actually, three, because you get the river dirt too. But we have what's called clay soil. Because if you go down by the river, you get that river dirt. Actually, three, because you get the river dirt too. But we have what's called clay soil, and down by the river. So you guys can see what's going on. You can see all my sunflowers. There was a coxcomb right there. He's still right there, but I don't know if he flowers. There was a coxcomb right there. He's still right there, but I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. There's one or two coxcombs. I don't know if we're gonna make it. Right there. He's still right there, but I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. There's one or two coxcombs. I don't know if we're gonna make it. A couple of these other ones are right here. I do have to be careful because as these things get big, they're way taller than me now. They're way taller than me now. And I just took the picture the other day when I was the same size. So that's kind of funny. When Glenn gets home, I asked my buddy to come over and help me. I'll take some pictures of what the sizes are right now. I'm gonna have to get in there and take some pictures of what the sizes are right now. I'm gonna have to get in there, start getting in there and getting the bricks out that I put in before. Okay, that's not. I thought it would have. Oh, this is too wet still. I'll have to get some more stuff on. I'm gonna grab some more. As far as my Reaper, my Carolina Reaper, as you can see, he's pushing ahead. So he endured the cold. He's pushing out. We've been trimming him up a little bit. I got a few more trimmings I got to do to him, and we will get him back up and going in good health again too. So tell me where you're from. Like I said, one of these times I'd like to, if I had 50 different areas for 50 different states and put dirt into the ground, it'd be neat. All right, switch the camera back over. So we're getting that all completed now. So what I'm gonna do now, flower is in your favorite vegetable. I know it sounds weird, but like I said, I'm looking for new ideas for the garden for next year. I know it sounds weird, but like I said, I'm looking for new ideas for the garden for next year already, and even this year. So I'm looking for something I haven't heard of that we can plant. It's also can't be a weed base. Like, don't be fooling me with like morning glories and stuff. I already know way too much about them than what I want to know. Even though it's wet, it should burn down most of the day. It'll just take a little bit longer than normal. Whee! Ooh, it's hot. There we go. So yeah. There we go. So yeah. Getting all that stuff burnt up. Ooh. I don't know, it might just be too wet. Yeah, the corn stalls I made, and I just videotaped that, and I took that Saturday. If I can't see your name, hey Alicia, what's going on? My Random, how you doing? Dawn, how you doing? Gloria, how you doing? So that is a couple things we're gonna do. For everybody that tells me where they're from, that puts something on there within my reasoning, I am going to then plant sunflower flower, and everything's gonna have a name next to it, and I'm gonna type it out, put it next to it, and then for the entire year you get to watch the plants grow for you. And then if it's like fruits or vegetables and I make stuff with it, I will send whoever's name's on it some of that produce, just because it's pretty neat. So moles over there today, so the moles are okay today, I guess. I can't hate on them right now because I can't find them right now. I guess my neighbors they killed one mole already. It's a battle. It's like we battle. I guess my neighbors they killed one mole already. It's a battle. It's like we battle voles and moles. Now the other neighbors, they've been their dogs and cats been catching voles and stuff also. So that's what we do with that. So and stuff also. So that's what we do with that. So anyway, hi Teresa, how you doing? Hey, old guard, how you doing? As you're coming on here, let me know your name when you come on. Just say your name, tell me where you're from. I'll say hi to you, and you go about your way. I at least want to say nice. I still want to say hi and be courteous and everything else. I made for the Father Wheeler and stuff. I made a roast tonight. So I got a roast in there, and then we're done tomorrow. We're gonna do live, and I'll do this one live, and it's gonna be a little funny because so I got a roast in there, and then we're done tomorrow. We're gonna do live, and I'll do this one live, and it's gonna be a little funny because it's not something I know how to do. I'm gonna make a pineapple upside down cake. Tomorrow. That's why I got those 2 pineapples. If you ever, my aunt, they got a couple cherry trees. We used to have almost 5 cherry trees in my yard. We had a couple pear trees and peach trees, and also a persimmon. They got a couple cherry trees. We used to have almost 5 cherry trees in my yard. We had a couple pear trees and peach trees, and also a persimmon tree. So if you know what a persimmon is, let me know. Persimmons, if anybody picks a persimmon off a tree and says, "Oh, look, those are the sweetest fruit you can get," don't eat the fruit if they pick it off the tree. And the reason why, it is so sour, so bitter, it only ripens after it falls off the tree. And my dad and my uncles used to get me with that all the time, and I started learning not to trust what they tell me because they get a good kick out of it, because it makes you pucker up really bad. I'm also looking at some new recipes I want to try to make for my dad, since he's over at the nursing home, getting some of that. He'll eat. He'll do. He's okay. I just need to get him out of it, get him home. I know he needs round-the-clock care, but that's fine. But I think people do better when they're at home, and especially my family. My grandma Coon, before she passed on, she died in a nursing home, and the only thing that she wanted was to come home. She just didn't want to be in that nursing home. She begged and begged. I mean, it was so heartbreaking, is because she only lived 2 blocks from there, and I wasn't allowed to do nothing. And my other grandma, she just waited for the day where she died, because she just wanted to go meet God and be with Grandpa again. Okay, so both my grandmas were a little different. One wanted to die, the other one did. I'm not wanting to, but when she says, "When the good Lord takes me, the good Lord takes me." And I was blessed. I see people that don't get to know their grandparents, and I really have been blessed with mom and dad that were great. I've never been abused a day in my life, and I know other people have. And both sets of my grandparents. I got to know both sets of my grandparents, because after my mom died of cancer, I got to go down to the farm. I got to be with both sets of my grandparents, and I had unconditional love from both families. And I don't really have, when it comes to my family like that, all I have is good things to say, because I've seen some of my friends that grew up abused, beaten, abandoned, stuff like that. And with me, my family always just put their faith in God, and like, hey, we're gonna love you no matter what. We don't got the money, but we're gonna love you no matter what. And that's where I learned that time is the most important thing that we have. And so when I come on and I tell people they matter, when I tell people that they make a difference, I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I mean it. Second, I'm going through a lot of stuff that I just have to remind others, because then it turns around and then I get reminded. And because we all have stuff we're going through, and nobody knows from day to day. And I know, like, a lot of my brothers, military brothers and stuff like that, they hold everything inside. They don't tell anybody what's going on. But that doesn't mean they're not listening. or that doesn't mean they don't see what's out there. So, you know, I just make sure to remind them that they matter and they're important, because sometimes we go through life, and my dad said something once when my uncle, I forgot what grade I was in, probably 5th or 6th grade, probably, no, yeah, 6th grade. He was asked by uncle, oh, you teach him about the birds? And my dad goes, nope, school will do that. So my dad was one of these people just assumed things were being done, and they were, but not to the level that a parent can do or a friend can do. Don't ever just assume people are okay, or assume that people are hurting. You know, always assume that somebody's got something going on and they just need a little bit of kindness from you. That's it. They don't need your money. They don't need anything other than a little bit of kindness. When you're in the line, you know, just turn around and say, hey, how you doing? You know, just shock people by being kind to them, by being nice to them. Who cares if they're in a bad mood? Who cares, you know, if they look at you weird? The fact is, you thought enough to actually say hi to somebody, to shake somebody's hand, to call a friend or a family out of the blue. Because I have lost so many family members and friends, and now I'm almost terrified to go on to any of the social media stuff anymore, knowing that I may have lost a friend. Terrified to go on to any of the social media stuff anymore, knowing that I may have lost a friend that I haven't talked to in years, because I didn't think about even to talk to them. And that's happened quite a bit. It's like that one, the ones that always die, that it's the ones that eluded us for so long that we forgot completely about, because we went on about our own lives. And then those that have died, we no longer hear about them anymore. And I never wanted their memories to fade away. Like my buddy Jeremy Fletcher, you know, he died of bone cancer. Or my friend Paula Vandermaiden. These are people I went to school with, people that I thought the world of. But they died at such a young age. And I always wonder why I was like that. Then I remember my grandma, always remembering the children that she lost and never gave up on. So, anyway, just something to let you know, to be great to everybody, to, you know, push forward, keep moving forward. You know, we live in a country where we have the freedom to actually be nice to each other. We have the freedom to be able to do and say what we want when we want. And sometimes when we actually talk nice, it's more rare than people using sarcasm or just being nasty to each other. And anyway, yeah, that's the reason why I give away half my garden. This year I may actually take it to the farmer's market and sell it. I don't know. And the reason why I give people pies and stuff, just because I'm taking time out to let them know that they're being thought about, that they're important. Each and every one of you is important, and I like to think about you guys too. And I love to get to know people. However, sometimes you can know them, they think you're flirting. I'm like, no, I just really like to get to know people. And if I like somebody in a relationship way, I'll let them know ahead of time, not because I'm being nice to them. But so many people, they take kindness for weakness, or they take kindness for all somebody wants is they have an ulterior motive. But believe it or not, most people don't have an ulterior motive. They're just nice because they're nice. And you're awesome because you're awesome. Remember that, okay? And, you know, we had things, I had to quit a couple talks we started a couple years back, because the platforms don't want you talking about, like, the 22, or, you know, people that they have taken their own heart and stopped it, I guess you could say. You know, you can't talk about that kind of stuff. And every time I tried to bring it up so that people set awareness, seriously, these birds are not scared of me at all. They just drop right down and grab whatever they want. Got a bird right behind me now. Anyway, so a little kindness goes a long way. Anyway, hope each and every one of you are great. I'm going to let you guys go for now. But I just want you to know that each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you is important. I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s kid. So, you know, to me, I like being outside, doing stuff outside. Just never be a stranger, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to get off here now. I'm wore out for some reason. I think it's the humidity. But know that you matter and you're important, okay? So I look forward to talking with everybody later. Have a good day, everybody.